Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash. Here's today's comic, Hawkman number 9, Venditti and Hitch. Oh man, making the best comic in the business. Well, at least the best mainstream comic. This is damn good. If you've been following along, I just started reviewing this book. I did a issues 1 through 7 video to kind of catch you up and explain why I think you should be reading this book. I reviewed issue 8. If you don't know what's going on, shame on you. You should be getting this book. It's good. 2 thumbs up. This book, this issue, is no different. It's just keeping the ball rolling. The Deathbringers are on their way to Earth. Hawkman is trying to figure out how he's supposed to stop this. And he comes back to London, where this all kind of started, with Madame Xanadu's office, or Fortunes and Curios. And he's visiting her. He doesn't really know what to do. She says, basically... Well, actually, okay, so he comes and he wants her to use the shell of All-Sea that started this. She doesn't think that has anything to do with anything. She doesn't really understand the scope of the situation. Carter's kind of resigned, I guess not to tell her, kind of just blasting through this. Anyway, she's like, look, I'm going to try to help, just sit. She closes her shop. Carter's kind of frustrated, and he's like, what, a palm reading? I'm trying to tell you, I already know everything. And she's like, nobody knows everything. I'll close up, and then we'll talk. And then all of a sudden outside, damn phone, signal's fritz, battery's full, dead. What's going on? Inside, Krypton, Xanadu. I've been to Krypton. My ship took me there. I was supposed to find a weapon to stop the Deathbringers, and he starts going in over this whole thing. Now, she doesn't really understand the full scope of the story, so she's barely taking it in, and he's just rattling off all this stuff. And eventually she's like, Carter, slow down, these Deathbringers, what do they want with you? How do they even know about you? Carter? Were you one of them? I wish that were all it is. I was their leader. My name was Qatar. And it keeps going, and this guy runs in to the office, and she's like, hey, buddy, read the sign, we're closed. And he's like, don't go out there. She's like, I'll do what I want. It's my shop. And she goes out, and everyone's like panicking and fleeing. And it's like, here's your opportunity to save London. And then, boom. Look at that 2-page spread. Look at that. You want a size reference of how big these guys are? Look at this shadow. A building, a multi-story building is like smaller than their toe. These things are freaking-normous. Earth. You have come far since tribute was last demanded of you. The Deathbringers eclipse your sun once more. And then Carter's like, maybe it won't be so bad. There's only 3 of them. Help will come. The Justice League, the Green Lantern Corps, I don't know, God. And he's like, my vision showed me the great cataclysm on swift wings. My past has finally caught up with me. What happens next will determine the future of everything. For harboring the great betrayer, there must be judgment. And take a look at this city here. No tracing. If this was a Marvel book, you would just see like some sort of Google map, and they'd Photoshop some filter over it to make it look like someone drew it. It's garbage. Look at this. This is all... I've said before that I wasn't really a fan of Brian Hitch's art, but it's really growing on me. I love the design of these giant robot things. And then we get this like... clang! Then he catches it. Hey! I'm right here, Deathbringers. Fight me! And Hawkman's flying up to him. Merlin's arse, Carter. That bloke with the satchel, he's Hawkman? What good will he be against those things? He's just a guy with a mace. She's like, Tisk, you don't know Carter Hall, and you never will. And she's like, poof, forget. Oh, where am I? the great betrayer is located. And I've said this before, and ironically, Robert Venditti's other book that he's doing in Freedom Force, I'm a big fan of like giant robot sentinel type things, and he does that in that book, and he's doing them here. Maybe Venditti and I share a certain love for things. And then they're like, releasing Deathbringers. So these aren't the Deathbringers. These are. And look at that. Brian Hitch. Bravo. Drawing all that. Look at that. Terror, terror. And you can just see like thousands of them swarming out. And then Hawkman is like, that's a lot more than 3. And then again, just they're swarming the city. And Xandu's trying to fight some of them off. Everyone get down. And we get some cool action scenes where she's shielding some people and they're blowing stuff up. And this would just be really cool visually, like a movie. And then Hawkman's like, no. Yes. Hello, old friend. Edom? It's not possible you fell. I watched you. I've scoured the stars and burned worlds to find you. And then we get another big splash page. And this is, I mean, this is the type of action and dynamicism. I don't know if that's the right word, or that even is a word. Dynamics. You don't get in Marvel. Everything's so stale and just people standing around. There's no movement. There's so much action in these books. And so he's charging at him. And again, like, here's this little toe. We battle again, great betrayer. Edom, call off the Deathbringers. They're my army now, Qatar, mine. I decide their purpose. And so they keep fighting. And Hawkman's just trying to talk them off. It's like, look, just, you don't have to do this. Kind of pulling the Luke Skywalker to Vader thing here. And we get this boom. And again, this is my ignorance with Hawkman. I didn't realize Hawkman was so strong and powerful. I just thought he was kind of like a guy with wings, but like he takes like Superman level abuse. I mean, you crash. It's one thing to fall from the sky and like bounce off pavement. It's another thing to fall so hard you like impact and make a crater. And he's, you know, he's kind of winded, but he's otherwise unscathed. And Edom's like, it is said you can't die. Good. I have much worse planned. Edom, please. I beg you, old friend, take me. He's trying to lay down his life. He's like, I'll go willingly. You can torture me for eons. Just leave the earth alone. And Edom, of course, just laughs at him. He's just like, can't believe I ever followed you. You big weak suck. He's like, you will bear witness for eternity. It begins with earth. All your worlds, all your peoples will die. This is a true bad guy. He just doesn't give two flying fucks. He's just, I'm going to kill everyone. And I'm going to kill you. Torture you. Next, London Falling. And that's it. It's a pretty quick book. I did blast through it. I'm trying to shorten down these reads. I want you to read this book. I don't want to just sit there and spoil everything for you. I know I kind of go over the plot and you do see the ending. That's spoiled. But the experience of the book is not spoiled. The dialogue, Brian Hitch, his dialogue and his narration is so fantastic. The storytelling, sorry, I said Hitch, but I meant Venditti. The visual storytelling by Brian Hitch is getting better with each issue. And this feels like the beginning of a grand finale with the Deathbringer showing up to Earth and how Hawkman's going to have to get out of this predicament. I don't know. I don't know how Hawkman's going to be able to do anything. But I'll tell you what, I'm along for the ride. I'm like, holy shit, can't wait for next issue. This is fantastic. This is what comics are all about. I used to think Hawkman was so silly and stupid. And I kind of look at this and I kind of see why. Like, I'm still kind of like, yeah, I mean, but I see a different picture now than I used to. I don't just see like a dude with wings and a goofy helmet. I see this immortal character with, obviously, his superpower. So he's, like I was talking about before, that I didn't see. And I'm just on for the ride. This is such an amazing book. It is so fun. It's not pretentious in any way. It's like Venditti just knows what classic comic book stories should be like, and he tells them with a modern flair. It's very visual. You're never bogged down with just fluff text like many modern comics are today, where it's just like writers are writing just to hear themselves talk. Like nothing's wasted here. Everything that's written down is for a purpose. And there's a big sense of grand adventure in this book. And I can't speak highly enough for it. As you can see, I've got the alternate cover. I've been liking the Hawkman alternate covers. Please go buy this. Really, honestly, this is not getting the sales that it needs at DC. I worry about it getting canceled. But the sales have nothing to do with the quality. I think it's just Hawkman. I mean, the industry is in a bad state, and people don't buy as many books as they do, and books like Hawkman were never gigantic sellers to begin with. But this is so good. It deserves your attention. If you are a collector, 9, it's easy to get in on the ground floor here. You don't have a huge thing to collect. You can still pick up number 1 for roughly cover price, and back issues leased out here. You can. There's no reason not to get this book. If you are not a DC fan, like I was, a big Marvel person, you think DC, just try this. Find an issue number 1 and try it. You won't be disappointed. This is so good. So, thanks so much for watching. This is 2 thumbs up, move the needle. If you do try this book out, or for whatever reason, because of me, please tweet me at Ash1138 with hashtag move the needle that you got this. Tag Robert Venditti, tag Brian Hitch, say you like the book. I recommended it. Let's get this consumer movement rolling here. This sort of fan-based, grassroots, word of mouth. That's the word I'm looking for. And let the DC and the creators know that people are reading these books and people are recommending these books because of this quality work. And this is what we want to see. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll check your comments below, and I'll see you next time.